Welcome to Introduction to Scrabble, brought to you by Collins, Mattel, and the Scrabble Association of India, in partnership with the Scrabble Association of Delhi and Wordaholics. In our last session, we told you about how to count score and how to maintain a score sheet during the game. And today we shall talk to you about rules of exchanging tiles on your rack or an overdraw. Let's look at exchanging tiles. You can exchange some or all of your tiles on your rack as long as there are 7 or more tiles left back in the tile bag. So if there are less than 7 tiles in the tile bag, you cannot exchange your tiles. Important to know that you can exchange tiles only in your own turn, but the drawback being when you exchange tiles, you get 0 points for that move and you miss your turn. So it is your opponent's turn to now play, and the score sheet that you will be maintaining, you will have to note down 0 points for that particular move. Let's take the example of a tile rack like this. Now, this may seem very difficult to make words with. You can choose to exchange 1 tile, 2 tiles, 5 tiles, or all 7 of your tiles. There is no limit to the number of tiles you can exchange. You can exchange the tiles which you do not want on your rack. If we see the rack like this, we know that the blank is our all-powerful joker. T is a very good consonant to have. E is one of the best vowels to have on your rack, whereas these 4, 3 I's and an O, may seem very difficult to work with. So if you decide to exchange these 4 tiles, the sequence that you follow is you announce exchange 4 and you place these 4 tiles face down on the table. Remember, these 4 tiles do not go back into the tile bag. First, they are kept aside on the table. Then you pick up the tile bag and you draw 4 fresh tiles from the tile bag. Once done, the 4 tiles which you had picked up for exchanging, the ones you had kept aside, will now be put back into the tile bag. At this stage, you will pick up the 4 fresh tiles and arrange them on your rack. These are the 4 fresh tiles picked up, and now we shall play with this set of tiles. In our next move, it is your opponent's turn to play. What we need to know is that you can exchange as many times as you want during the game. However, this is something that we do not recommend because, as you know, every time you exchange, you will have to write 0 as the score for that move. Now let's look at the rule of overdrawing tiles. If you have overdrawn a tile by mistake, we know that there need to be 7 tiles on the rack, and suppose you have 8 tiles on your rack. What will now happen is, because you have 1 extra tile, the rule that is followed is x plus 2. So the 1 extra that you have is x, plus I will get to pick up 2 extra tiles from your rack. Let this not confuse you. Simply said, if you have 8 tiles on your rack, I will pick up 3 tiles without looking at the tiles. Suppose the 3 tiles that I happen to pick up are this, this, and this. I do not know what I am picking up. Now I will look at them, and I see that I have picked up the K, the M, and the blank. This is the time one needs to be very smart. We know that one of these tiles has to go back in the tile bag. By now, we all know that the blank is the most powerful tile in your tile bag. So what you do is you punish your opponent for having overdrawn. You put the blank back in the tile bag and return the M and K to your opponent. So now your opponent will have these 7 tiles on the rack, and the game will continue. Very important to know that if there was an exchange, you get 0 points for that turn. If you have overdrawn tiles, you do not get any negative marking or do not get a negative score. The game continues as usual. But be careful of not overdrawing tiles on your rack, because as you saw in the example of this case, the player who had picked up the blank has lost it and the blank has gone back into this tile bag. I hope all these videos are helping you to play like a champ. And in our next session, we shall talk about the very, very important rule of phony or invalid words on the board and how they can be challenged off. It's goodbye for now.